With more than 30 films over 3 days throughout the historic district, the Telluride Mountain Film on Tour returns to Savannah this week.
The films in the three-day festival aim to further the mission of educating, inspiring, and motivating people on environmental issues. Joining us, festival founder Zelda Tenenbaum and director Louis Sayos, whose Racing Extinction will be screened tonight.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Good. How are you?
How many years now has this been?
This is the seventh
year
of bringing the Telluride Mountain Film Festival to Savannah.
Wow. And for people that maybe aren't familiar, what exactly is this film festival?
The festival is called the Mountain Film Festival because it started in the mountain town of Telluride, Colorado, but it is a global festival. It goes around the world to about 100 cities, and it shows what's going well in the world today with people who make a difference through their actions. So they may be creating a movement for saving our coastal region from development. It may be someone who's helping fight Ebola in Africa. It may be a story about a person who's overcome great barriers or handicaps to develop all they can be and become a paraplegic champion skier. So we have films that show what's going on around the world. It could be about our issues with water, which are very relevant to Savannah. It could be adventure films about people climbing and skiing and doing amazing things we would never do, but we can sit comfortably in the theater and watch them free climb, you know, major cliffs and wonder how people do that. So it's really an inspiring festival to get people to look at what's going on around the globe and to inspire each of us to do something different, to make life better on this planet for others as well as for all life on the planet. So it is an educational and motivating festival. It's not just about mountains, it's not just about action, which is adventure. We have plenty of that in our adrenaline films, but it is about the cultures and the social issues we have around the world. So we travel the globe in 90 minutes and see shorts and different films each night.
So Racing Extinction screens tonight at the Trustees Theater?
That's correct.
All right, just give us a brief overview of the film, if you could.
Well, it's an eco-thriller. The first film we did was called The Cove. This is sort of an extension of that. It's addressing the biggest problem, I think, that the world is facing right now, which is a global extinction crisis. There's been 5 major extinctions in the history of the planet. We're going through a 6th one right now, but it's caused by us. It's called the Anthropocene, the age of man. And the film is really a call to action to figure out how to stop it.
Wow, very interesting. So talk a little bit about kind of maybe some of the other movies people can expect to see this week.
Okay, before we do that, I want to focus on the fact that Racing Extinction talks about the global issues and issues we have, but in our coastal region and in Savannah, we have our own endangered species, and we are going to be projecting on to the SCAD Gym Library prior to the screening of this film, which starts at 7 o'clock at Trustees. At 6 o'clock, you will see images projected of our local endangered species, and there are many. This card has a list of them, from amphibians to birds to fish or plants that we have caused danger towards. Some are already extinct. Those that are endangered we must care for before they're gone.
And that list is just here in the Coastal Empire?
This list is just our coastal region list, and what we learned from the artists who donated their work and the videos put together was that this actually is the first collection of a documented collection of images of our locally endangered species in the coastal region. So we will have a great educational piece for our community to learn about. And the reason we did this is because Louis Sayos inspires you in this film to take action and to be paying attention in what you each can do differently in order to stop what man is causing as far as damage to our planet. We all have to share. So Racing Extinction is not to be missed tonight. It's an amazing film that is going to change the way you think.
Wow. Just explain a little bit about that 6th extinction that you brought up.
Yeah, well, there's the last extinction event, the KT extinction, killed the dinosaurs when a meteor hit the planet 65 million years ago. This time around, like I said, we're the meteor.
Okay.
And there's a lot of different reasons. I mean, habitat destruction is the biggest one. The growing of food for human consumption causes more greenhouse gases than all the transportation sector, for instance. The simplest way that you can alleviate that is not just driving electric cars, but to changing your diet. Because about 90% of the rainforests in South America have been cut down just for the growing of food that we're in turn going to feed the animals that we're going to eat. So becoming a vegetarian or a vegan is probably the easiest way to save the planet. But we're set to lose about half the species on the planet by the end of the century. The burning of fossil fuels, this is important to Savannahans because the burning of fossil fuels is causing acidification. We're set to lose all the coral reefs by the end of the century because of this cheap oil that we're burning right now, oil and gas. So we need to get off of fossil fuels if we want to save the oceans. We're losing plankton at the rate of, some people say, 1% a year. Plankton's the base of the food chain. If you eat fish, you should be taking notice out there. And it's also responsible for 2 out of every 3 breaths you take. Plankton generates more oxygen than all the land plants in all the world. So it's a huge issue. It's the biggest issue in the world.
That's Racing Extinction, 7 o'clock, Trustees Theater. When we come back, we're going to hear about a couple of the other films in the festival this week. We'll be right back.
We all need a little time for ourselves.
It's time to enhance your backyard family fun with your very own Bullfrog Spa.
With over 50 jetpack combinations, you can personalize your Bullfrog Spa today. Bullfrog Spas have 90% less plumbing for a more efficient hydrotherapy. Come see us in Claxton.
Come see us in Savannah.
Or visit us on the web at pridepools.com.
Pride Pools, Spas and Leisure, your home for backyard family fun.
So, you've got these projects on your list. You've been wanting to update your kitchen, organize your closets, and build the backyard oasis of your dreams. But where do you start? Well, projects solved. The Low Country Home and Garden Show is here. Need a reliable contractor? You'll find them at the show. Need a landscaping pro? They're here too. Bring photos of your projects and meet with the experts. Then compare and save with exclusive show-only deals. There's only one place to find it all next weekend at the Savannah International Trade and Convention Center.
Injured on the job? Call Owens and Mulheron.
Handling your own workers' compensation claim is not a good idea.
If things go wrong, you pay the price, costing yourself money, medical care, and maybe even your job.
That's why you want us on your side.
We'll help protect your rights and fight for the benefits you deserve.
If you've been injured on the job, call Owens and Mulheron, 212-2100, 212-2100.
Oh, this isn't looking good. But we can save this game. Just like I save money every month on my natural gas since I switched to SCANA. And now I can do this.
Coach is right.
Coach is right?
Yeah! Let's get him!
Okay, let's do this! All right.
Receive $100 in savings when you sign up at SCANA and ask about our new 24-month fixed rate.
Wow, you really lit a fire under them. Yeah, something like that.
Wayne Fryer Waycross is setting the pace for 2016. We've got $2,000, $3,000, and up to $4,000 worth of rebates on select lot models.
You want to know how we can do this? We are the Live Oak Factory Model Center, and we will not be undersold.
With our Wayne Fryer Home rebate program, you can buy a brand new 2016 home for only $29,900.
Or a huge 4-bedroom for just $59,900.
Only at Wayne Fryer Waycross.
Mountain Film on Tour Savannah returns tonight. 3 nights, 30 films throughout the historic district. We heard a little bit about Racing Extinction, which will film tonight, screen tonight at the Trustees. So I'll maybe touch on a few others.
Okay. We will have on Friday evening What's Motivating Hayes, which is a film about a man who grew up in South Carolina and loved frogs and went on to get his PhD and teaches at Berkeley as a researcher. And he is flying in to be with us because he's going to talk about how he's been fighting for saving amphibians because chemicals that we put in our land are hurting the amphibians and causing problems for them. So Tyrone Hayes will be here. We also have 2 wonderful guests who are coming with a film called Journey. They ride their bicycles from Oregon to Patagonia, Chile, and they are going to be with us to talk about their journey and why they did that. So we have other films. We'll have a return of a film by Alex Hanold, which is a new film by Alex about, he's the free climber that makes us all sit on the edge of our seats and wonder how does he do what he does. He will be with us. We have some films about people who work on, it's called Body Team, a team that works with Ebola. families and patients in Africa, and it's a woman who leads the way. It's a very good story. We have a lot of fun films. We'll have a matinee on Saturday for family, age-appropriate films, so bring your kids. Come on Saturday at 2 p.m. There'll be ice cream served by Stratton Leopold and Leopold's afterwards to the kids 12 and under. We have a bike ride Saturday morning for those who wish to get outside and ride around the historic district to talk about the outdoors, and we'll have a coffee talk preceding that where we'll talk about our local issues in the coastal area that are mostly environmental issues, what we need to do about our water, our concerns. We have people trying to, move into our water areas in Georgia, either because they don't have water anymore or because they might be doing things that would damage the quality of what we have for our life and our water here, which is, as Louis mentioned, very important for our sustainable life on the coastal region.
And one of the great features you touched on in all of those is a lot of them the filmmaker is here, or one of the filmmakers here. And Louis, you will be interacting with folks tonight at your screening. You can do a Q&A afterwards.
Correct, yes.
So just how will that go? What do you expect to hear people asking you?
Boy, what the most important, the first thing people ask is what they can do to help.
Right.
Okay.
Because everybody can do something. That's the thing. It's it's a big issue, but by taking small steps, you can create a lot of change. So we have the most important thing about doing a documentary is the impact campaign, and we have a really good one. Paul Allen's group, Vulcan Productions, he's the guy that has the football team with the pointy ball. He's the co-founder of Microsoft. He's doing the educational campaign for us, and it's start with one thing. So that's the
hashtag start with one thing.
Start. Do you have an informal conversation with folks after the film?
Probably about half hour or so. It's so people are really inspired, especially kids. The kids really understand that this is an issue that we need to solve, and they're really aggressive about dipping into the problem and trying to solve it.
So I'm young.
Yeah. There's a lot of films, a lot of folks to see. Where can they get the calendar and the schedule? We'll have it on WTOC.com, but the
calendar can be found at our website, which is mountainfilmsavannah.org, or our Facebook page, which is Telluride Mountain Film on Tour Savannah. And the Trustees Theater box office has tickets for all events. And so it's Friday night at 7 p.m., Saturday night at 7 p.m., Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. And you can certainly get more information on the website. See you there.
Well,
thank you
so much. Congratulations on 6 successful years and what looks like a 7th
Thank
already.
you.
Thanks this weekend.
Thank you.
The Values of Frederick Douglass. Next.